and this is horrendous.
Isolated, battling sand and scorching heat, cold, rain, blisters, bugs and deadly desert wildlife.
It was an inland taipan that I saw, and it was about 4 feet from me.
On rations, no phones, no showers, no control. Into the heart of Australia, harsh, hot, vast and unforgiving.
I can't do any more of this.
This is a challenge of extremes. Extreme weather, extreme beauty, extreme emotions.
Oh, it's going to be ridiculous.
Good morning everyone, how are you? This is day one of our Simpson Desert Challenge for Young Care. So this is a walk from the eastern edge of the Simpson Desert. We're starting at Popples Corner and we're walking for 4 days to the geographic centre of the Simpson Desert. This is only an 8-day journey. Don't wish it all away. There's going to be tough times. Enjoy it. Packs on! All right. Let's go.
There we go. Day one. How exciting.
This first day of the trek for the trekkers is really the toughest day for them.
What's the worst that could happen, mate?
I didn't expect so many sand dunes. We've just been constantly walking uphill all morning.
We've got 13 trekkers and they range from a 15-year-old young man, Ben, to a 57-year-old guy. We've got 6 women. We have mums, we have dads, and we've got people who are in, pretty established careers, ranging from being a surgeon to managing director of a construction company. Just wondering where we're up to with the Suncorp video. My first role as CEO of Young Care, I've held this role for just over 2 years, and my role is really about bringing that fundraising in, leading the fantastic team we have, but most importantly it's about delivering on our mission about either preventing or exiting young people from aged care.
Hello Brian, I'm Melissa, how are you?
The big component is building, so we build apartments and share houses, and that's enabled us to get 38 Aussies out of aged care.
The Department of Medical Sciences, which I was in, wants to run an advanced immunology course.
Okay. It's better than my 3.10 to be fair.
I think I just went too fast with that tracker. Like, I don't feel bad, I just got nothing left in my legs. I literally want to go up a hill, my legs just don't want to go.
10:30, it's 36 degrees.
It's going to be.
And so we're not even at lunchtime yet, so the afternoon's going to be hotter again.
Yeah, out of water?
Yeah. It's tough, it's hot. So this is day one. I think everybody's finding this pretty tough. It's a lot hotter than last year, a lot hotter, it's more intense.
You think that day one you've got all the energy and the reserves to get you through to like day 4 or 5, and you're like, we're not even at lunchtime yet, and this is horrendous. But the heat is terrible. It's exhausting.
The first day of our hike, we've got a real cracker. It's 38 degrees is the air temperature, so the sand is even hotter. There's a number of us that are out of water, a number of people have nearly run out, so we're going to have a few more breaks. It's 3k to the lunch stop.
The trekkers soon realised how extreme this challenge was shaping up to be. Their leader, Mark Foley, succumbing to the scorching heat.
We've got another 100 on the other side.
Oh, it's going to be ridiculous.
We're 2 days water. I've got 2 days water.
Jeez. Like that's, there you go, that's all cramped up.
Yeah.
Everyone's all right. It's a good call to pull.
Just for the fact that we know that we've got another 4 hours walking into the westerly sun, we've all got a few little bits and pieces now. Mark's got some cramping that we need to get on top of, so the decision is that we're going to stay here tonight.
Because we're so remote, with not a lot of support out here, we've made the decision to take Mark back to Birdsville to get him seen at the clinic.
The heat certainly sapped it out of every single person. Every one of us had some sort of heat stroke by the end of it, and certainly Mark and Darren were our main concerns. Any walk I've ever done, that is the toughest walk that I've done out of the 30 Kotas I've done. It certainly rates as the toughest one that I've done, as I said, just from the fact of the heat and the conditions that we were walking in.
Jeez, I can't do any more of this. And still now, we've cooled down a little bit, but it's still really hot, and the thought of doing it all again tomorrow is just... I don't know if I can.
Is it time to get up?
Well, because yesterday was such a stinker, we wanted to at least get a lot of Ks under our belts before the sun came up.
Yeah, and the whole point we're here is to, I guess, be in a situation that we have little control over, and I certainly felt that I had very little control yesterday for large parts of it.
Tell you about the Young Care flag. So during the trek, we have a flag, a Young Care flag, which we pass from trekker to trekker.
This is teaching me a lot about inappropriate accommodation. I think it started when we were packing up in the afternoon after dinner and saw a scorpion. That was a bit different. And no sooner got to bed, there's a beautiful breeze blowing, and then not long after it started to rain. We weren't in a tent, so it was pretty uncomfortable for most of the night.
Come in.
Hazel.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello, Katie.
I'm Katie. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Thanks for letting us in today. So how long have you lived here for?
I'm coming up to 8 years.
Hazel's 17-year-old son Clayton stays with his mum every weekend. She was diagnosed with MS when she was just 21.
I had a gut feeling something was wrong.
I know, I actually know a bit of what you're talking about because I also have MS.
Oh.
Which is part of the reason why I'm doing this.
So yes.
Yeah.
So was it you that had the twins?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so I was diagnosed after I had the girls, so similar to you, and where the neurologist said that when you're pregnant you're fine and you don't have any symptoms. And I think maybe I had it mildly before that, but then the relapse you have after pregnancy is obviously
That's
the
correct.
worst, and that's how I was diagnosed.
Which is not good.
No.
Probably going to be some low points for Katie around the journey that she's currently on with her diagnosis. So, you know, all credit to Katie, what she's putting herself through.
How far now?
Are we there yet?
This last 1.1 feels like the longest.
Yeah, exactly.
How many of your friends have done?
Today,
Yeah.
nearly 44,000 steps by the time we get there.
It's the end of the day, so it's that last 10, 5K, and people are tired, their feet are warm, they're sore, and that's probably that last 10 to 5K is pretty tough each day.
How was it?
The last 2 hours was hard.
Yeah.
How are your feet?
Right.
You want me to say something? I've got nothing to say. That was really hard. I can't believe there's another, how many more days? No, not 5.
So as well as doing the trek through the desert, each fundraiser has to raise $35,000, which is a serious amount of money.
Look, I'm really proud of the support that we've had by our corporate sponsors and Suncorp itself. We've been able to raise around $48,000 through our golf day.
Suncorp are our foundation partner, and they have been with us for 10 years since the start of Young Care, so they're very much a part of our DNA, incredibly loyal and committed to what we do here at Young Care. So we have Jane Stafford, who's one of the EGMs, and we have Matt K. Roos.
I've been in personal injury at Suncorp for over 10 years, and when I came into the CTP we were Young Care was just starting and we just started the sponsorship, and I'd have to say it's one of the delights of my job.
This year we've been really staggered because two of the guys have upped their fundraising targets to 50 and one of them, Darren, has upped it to 60 as well. So that's nearly double, that's no mean feat. This money is actually going to our development at Albany Creek, which is a joint venture with MS Queensland. We're building on land that was granted from the Queensland Government, and we also are receiving a $1 million grant from the Elderly Parent Carer Innovation Trial. Every cent, every dollar matters.
8 days in hell. I do think of Hazel, and I think about when I'm finding it difficult to squat down and go to the toilet behind a bush, and I think poor Hazel has to ask someone to help her every time she goes to the toilet.
But you've obviously left family and loved ones at home. But while you've been here, they've been thinking of you.
Fantastic surprise, and it was a bunch of letters from our family and our friends who have written to us and just continuing to motivate us and to keep going, and it couldn't have come at a better time, to be honest with you.
A really good surprise. We sat there and all of a sudden there was basically letters from home and messages from home and friends. A bit of a shock, but a real boost at the moment to how we feel. The messages in here from the kids actually indicating they're proud of me actually standing up and doing things for other people.
Well, hello. Hope you're not dead yet. I hope for the women's sake that you don't run out of deodorant.
You got any tissues? Oh dear.
You start to think about going back home and what's going to happen and who's doing what at home, and just to get a note from people encouraging you to keep going when you are at a bit of a low is phenomenal.
It's a challenging place, isn't it? It's very unforgiving. There's a number of issues forming. We've got a major storm coming through. It's predicted that there'll be 40 mil of rain on the QAA line, 90% chance of occurring. That means we will not get out of the desert. We were intending to trek again tomorrow. We're not going to, okay? We're going to stop trekking here. This is it. Feel proud of what you've achieved. All right?
Oh, mixed emotions, I think.
Little did these trackers know there were even more challenges ahead.
All right, guys, so today is travel day.
Today we've got to head back to meet up at the base camp tonight. So it's about a 9-hour trip we've got to get back there through unbroken track. So it's going to be about 5 k's an hour, I understand, and up and down over a lot of dunes. I'll see you, Jane. See you.
See you, buddy. Travel safely. We'll see you tonight. Thank you.
Buckle up, this is going to be funny.
The trouble was we had to get the vehicles back, and we were running out of time to get the vehicles back by the end point.
Wish the lads that are driving a safe and good trip back, and of course the rest of us are on the chopper.
The cars left really, really early, just on first light, and they're just coming in now, and it's just last light. They would have been on the track for a good 12 hours.
It took 12 hours to travel 88 kilometres.
Well done. That was tough. It was good.
Well done. Are you feeling all right?
Oh, how are you?
Right. Good.
Experience?
So we've just been told, we knew that there was rain coming, and earlier they were saying if we feel rain during the night, we just need to pack up and go.
I can't get the air out of my bag tonight.
So that's it. We're off. It's Action Stations. It's just been one event after another.
They've conferred, the traditional landowners, Jody, Kylie, and they thought it would be best if we exit tonight. If we got rain, heavy rain tonight, their view is you wouldn't get out of here for 2 weeks.
Just to hold it otherwise. Well, I know what the 8 hours on the bus was like on the way out here. So we're not going to be sleeping, that's for sure.
Yep, we're on top. Yep, that's Big Red.
Is everybody off?
I think it was a huge effort by everyone in the vehicles, just keeping the Young Care flag on the move for, I think it was almost over 21, 22 hours non-stop.
We had to pull the trip forward because of the weather conditions, so what we're now doing is having a celebratory march back in, and we're going to be greeted by the Birdsville Social Club, the local community.
No backpacks. No backpacks. We're going to walk past a guard of honour from the people of Birdsville and then straight on into town. And I think this is what we needed to have that feeling that we accomplished it. So we're so excited just to come in and say, we are here, we did it. This is the icing on the cake.
It feels great walking it now. It feels we're having time just walking along, thinking about everything we did, everything we went through, how hard it was, and didn't think we'd get to this stage. So it's so nice that we have, and yeah, feel relieved and proud.
Did you raise that?
Well, I survived.